Shake that. Shake that table dancing. Hello, boys and girls of the internet. Ninjas are us here, back again, bringing you. I know you're probably surprised at this. Some Skyrim, even because I was in the middle of BioShock, and I was about to start Injustice 2. But since I took such a long hiatus, and I do apologize for that, by the way. And but since I was gone for so long, I decided I'd reward your patience with a new series. Now this one is going to be called Skyrim. It's going to be our Let's Play of Skyrim called Asgard's Heroes, which basically I created a character right here. His name is Thor. He is a Nord, and he is actually Thor, the classic Viking god of thunder. And basically, what? That's new dialogue, I think. But basically what this is I made a character, and made him a Nord, basically just a Viking, and I'm giving him like godly power. So basically he uses all melee weapons, you know, he's a warrior type thing, and his sole mission is to purify Skyrim. Now what he's doing is he's going to first annihilate the Empire. So he's going to be joining the Stormcloaks, and also he's going to kill all elves. Nothing about it. All elves that have not proven themselves worthy of being in battle. Like, for example, there are some elves in the Companions. They will stay alive. And there's the one up there, Irileth, in Dragon's Reach. She has proven herself in battle when killing the dragon. So those that have proven themselves in battle shall remain alive, but the useless ones shall die. And the entire thing is basically turning Skyrim into a Nordic culture once again, because what happened was I really got... In school, we started talking about Vikings. Actually, not even in my history class, in my English class. We're studying the roots of the native language, and that was with the Anglo-Saxons, and they were invaded by Vikings. So we learned a lot about the Vikings and Viking culture, and I love it. I don't exactly love the overall culture, because, you know, it's not exactly very tolerant, but I do love to hear about it, and it's cool. It's like a story almost, and it really interests me. And basically the entire premise is that, you know, he's gonna be Thor. And I know what you're thinking, I'm using a war axe instead of a warhammer, blah blah blah, whatever. But the restriction I'm giving myself, because I am not a fan of the warhammers, is I have to use a Nordic style weapon. So swords, I mean, they were used, but they're not what you stereotypically would think of. I'm working with battle axes primarily. I'm also going to use warhammers and the occasional sword, and I will not use any form of elven equipment whatsoever. I will not use elven, I will not use orcish, I will not use no, I'm trying to think of it. I think that's it. Whichever ones were not made by humans or Daedra, because Daedra are technically a godlike creature within Skyrim, and I am putting myself as, since he is the returning of a god, that he can use all Daedric artifacts and Daedric weapons, and just like forge Daedra swords. And things I'm mainly going to be focusing on are melee combat, enchanting, and smithing. So, and also destruction magic, because I'm going to use lightning. As you can see with Sparks, I've been using that a lot since he's the god of lightning after all. So, the quest lines that we are going to be doing into this series are the main quest line, Stormcloak Rebellion. We are going to be fighting as the Stormcloaks. And then the Companions. All the warrior style quest lines are the ones that we are going to do. And probably some side quests and stuff. And I'm going to play them as a Viking. Loyal to their lord, first of all, because that's a big... Here, you know what? I'm going to start walking to Windhelm. I'm not going to take the carriage. I feel like exploring. So I'm going to start walking to Windhelm and explaining... You know what? No, I'll take the carriage, because I'm lazy. So... So what we're going to be doing is, he's going to be loyal to their lord, which is big, cannot take dishonor, will not flee from combat, will not take an insult lightly, it must be settled with blood, you know what I mean? He won't just be like, oh, you insulted me, oh, well, I'll just go do something, you know, shady. No, he's going to murder you, or at very least beat you up. Or, you know, cause a living hell in your life somehow. So, basically that, loyal to their lord, after treasure, kind-hearted at heart, but vicious upon the battlefield. So, I'm planning on adopting children and marrying someone in this game, but you have to marry a Nord, and it has to be a strong Nord. Of course, that's, you know, Viking way of life. Although there could be intermarriage in Viking culture, it was not very likely for it to occur. And again, do not quote me on this. This is what I'm learning in school, and I go to public school. So, probably not the most reliable source in the world, but oh well. So, let's talk to him. Let's rent a carriage. Where do I want to go? I am going to Winterhold. Or was it Windhelm? It's Windhelm. I haven't played this in a while. I've had some problems with my Xbox. That is the main reason that I've been having issues uploading, is some problems with my Xbox. And basically, when I said elves previously, when I was referring to like killing off all the non-humans, it's not just elves. It is orcs, Khajiits, and Argonians too. Now, I will not attack them on sight, but the end goal of this playthrough is to have all the non-worthy non-humans eliminated that can be killed. And so if I see a Khajiit, I will trade with him at the moment because he is useful to me. However, once it gets to the point where I am self-sufficient and I can easily, you know, take on just a bunch of people as just some completely insane, murderous rampage, I will kill her. And I will kill, like, everyone. And I'm gonna get in a lot of trouble with the law, but I'm going to kill them all. So, yeah. So we're going to join the Stormcloak Rebellion right now. I'm not going to complete this quite yet. This is sort of an intro video where I'm going to be beginning the quest lines for all this. And by the way, I completely skipped over, for your sake, I completely skipped over the basic intro where it's, you go, you get your head chopped off almost, then you like go, and then you go to Bleak Falls Barrow, and you kill the first dragon, and you get your shout. All that is taken care of, but that is all that has been taken care of. This is the Axe of Whiterun right here, so I just recently got this. It has not tasted blood yet, so that's how you know that, you know, I just got done killing the dragon. That's all I have done so far. So we're going to go get ourselves involved in the Stormcloak Rebellion, and then we will also get ourselves into the Companions. Not into the Companions, but beginning the first quest line, which, come to think of it, I probably should have started the Companions first, but since I wouldn't have to go all the way to Windhelm and then back again, which is going through another loading screen, I hope that it doesn't freeze. But yeah, that's probably would have been smarter. And my problem is, I have a lot of issues with loading screens. Dark Elf. I'm going to be racist in this. But basically what I'm going to be doing is I completely forgot what I was going to say. Oh yeah, I remember now. My problem was I've had some issues with my Skyrim disc where it freezes on loading screens. If it does that, I will just cut the recording and then turn my Xbox off, blah blah blah, get back to where it froze at, and I will resume playing at that point, and I will continue the episode. So it probably won't cause any issues with you. And yeah, that's your fault. That's your fault, Dark Elf. Long story. But yeah, so that's all. It shouldn't cause any issues with you. Now, I do actually, as much as I love to play as the Dark Elves, and they are my favorite playable race, as a Nord, there is reason for them to hate the Dark Elves. Because the reason I dislike the Dark Elves, if you read the lore, and you actually get into the lore, these Dark Elves, you think the High Elves are Nazis, and like, completely slave-owning humans are horrible? No. These Dark Elves are the worst at it. Not now, because for those of you that have only played Skyrim, they're not bad now, because they are in a time of need, because I believe it was the Argonians took over Morrowind after the Oblivion Crisis, because they were so weakened, and the Argonians were prepared. So they took over Morrowind, so they got pressed out. So now they're not as, you know, Nazi-ish, racist, whatever. But back in, like, Morrowind and stuff like that, they were slave owners. They enslaved all, like, non-elves. And they were so elven supremacists, it's ridiculous. So the main argument against joining the Stormcloaks is, oh, they're racist. No, they are racist with a reason. With heavy reason. These people are like Nazis, like Heil Dark Elf. It's ridiculous. And they also worship the Daedra, which isn't that bad if you think about it, but most of the Daedra are inherently evil because they were basically the god-like beings that had no role in the creation of Nirn and the overall universe of Skyrim. While the Aedra, which are the 9 divines, yes, I'm saying 9, because Talos is a god in this world. But the 9 divines, they gave part of themselves. And I'm sorry, I'm just standing here. I don't want you to miss any dialogue while I'm just explaining. So they gave part of themselves to create the world, basically, create the universe. And then that is why they are considered inherently good. And they are good to the people here, although they are less powerful than the Daedra because they are bound to the universe and thus can die. They are more invested in the inner workings of humanity and, like, the entire universe, so that gives them more reason to care about the people, while the Daedra are just in it for themselves. And if anything, they personally really, really dislike the world, because, I mean, they were just like, no, let's not create it. So, yeah, that's why Daedra worship can be bad. And so I'm getting really off track here. Let's talk to these guys.
Only the foolish or the courageous approach. Do I know you?
I believe we've already met.
Is that so? Yes.
Oh my god, Ulfric's fat.
Destined for the chopping.
I just realized. Wow. I was set free, I could have gone anywhere, and I came here to fight the Empire.
A fair point.
Speak with Galmer.
You've come to the right place then. I'm always looking for able fighters. Not everyone. Seems we're all branded villains these days. So long as your criminal past stays in the past.
Yes, my lord. See, he is going to be my overall lord in this game, the one who gives me nice things for doing his bidding. But look at, he's all, you know, ripped, ready to go, and then Ulfric's got a gut. That I never noticed that before. So, anyway. Galmar Stonefist.
Now, but first, tell me, why is
I'm not a foreigner, I'm a Nord.
Fight for Skyrim? Fair enough. But are you willing to die for your home? All right. But before I can put you to use, I need to know how much you... That's so long as you can. I'm sending you to Serpentstone Island. If you survive, you pass. If you die, it's where men... There's a strange rock formation built by the ancients. Something... You kill an ice wraith out there, and I'll have all the proof I need about you.
Okay, I'm just picturing him saying, well, I'm off to go kill that ice wraith, honey. I'll be back soon. Like, one of those from, like, a TV show. That's funny. Hello. I got some ice wraith bane and elixir of frost resistance. Ooh. This will be fun. Let's go. So, yeah. I completely forgot what I was talking about earlier. Oh, but one thing I want to let you know, I will be continuing my Bioshock series, as well as I'm going to start Injustice once that, maybe before actually, but once Bioshock is finished, definitely. I will be continuing Injustice, as well as doing this series. And I did want to do a Fallout 3 series, but my Fallout 3 disc broke, so I got to go buy a new one, and I'm really postponing that as much as possible, but, ah well. It got ring scratched, which really saddens me. Although much of Skyrim is cold and unforgiving, Windhelm is the snowiest city in the province. Sounds good to me. Nords for life. So yeah. Oh, and also the one thing I will not worship. I will not worship any Daedra, which means take upon their blessing, which I know doesn't work. But I'm gonna go for the Daedric artifacts definitely. But I'm gonna be sort of feisty with them, if that makes any sense at all. I'm going to be like, oh, well, you don't really control me. I'm just doing this because I want your stuff. And the only, ooh, that got really close to my face all of a sudden. Sorry, I hit my mic. And the only, of the 9 divines that I will accept a sign under is Akatosh, which is the dragon god, the leader god, and Talos. And that is because I'm basically translating them into Nordic mythology, and basically Akatosh would be Odin, the head god, and Talos is basically, I mean, it doesn't translate directly clearly, but from what I've seen, Talos is basically Thor. So he's accepting his own sign, if that makes any sense, because he is basically Talos coming back to purify Skyrim. Where's Heimskr? There's Heimskr.
You have come. You have come to hear the word.
I've come to hear my own words. That is a nice statue of me. Speaking of which, let's activate my Shrine of Talos. What does that even do? I don't even remember. Active effects. Time between shouts is reduced. Oh, well, okay, that's because I haven't spoken with the Greybeards yet. It will eventually reduce the time between shouts, but it shall not right now. Let's go to the companions. Your Vasker. And then we'll talk to them, and we will wrap up this first episode of Skyrim Legends of Asgard.
Those two at it again?
Like that person, I will let live, because he's clearly proven himself in battle.
Hey, watch it. Get in there and push. Do your worst.
Battle!
Little blood to clear the air. Hope you have the stomach ache, outsider. So you think you have what it takes? So you think
Gotta
you have
talk
what
to
it
Godlike.
takes? I'm not the one who makes this.
Alright, let me just take that off. I'm assuming Godlike is going to be downstairs, as he always says. Yep. So many loading screens. Ugh. Well, at least it's not frozen. You can see the smoke moving. Cross your fingers. Yes. Woohoo. Okay. Godlike, I love you. Yes, I would like to join the companions. Hold on, I'm gonna do this in a very intimidating voice of my character. Are you ready?
Yes, perhaps. A certain strength of spirit.
Master, you're not truly considering accepting him.
I am nobody's master, Lucas.
Hold on, this is gonna take a second.
Empty beds in your Vasker for those with a fire burning in their hearts.
Apologies, but perhaps this isn't the time. I've never even heard of this outsider.
Sometimes the famous come to us. Sometimes men and women come to us to seek their fame.
I like this guy.
No difference. What matters is their heart.
And their arm.
Of course. How are you in battle, boy?
I can handle myself.
That may be
That
so.
is gonna be the voice of Thor for the rest of this playthrough.
Vilkas, take him out to the yard and see what he
No, I'm just kidding. I'm gonna make it very deep and manly, but I just had to set that one up. I just really had to. Okay. So now I gotta go kill Vilkas pretty much. Even though I don't kill him, I kinda gotta kill him. He makes me repeatedly hit him with a battle axe. Whoa, what? 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 You saw that, right? Just disappeared. Oh well. I'm going to wrap it up right here, guys. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I had a lot of fun making it, especially coming back into the YouTube scene. I really did miss it. I've just been so busy with school, sports. I was on vacation in Mexico for like a week and a half, which I've been uploading the vlogs to. And I've just been so busy. It is ridiculous that I have hardly had time. This is the first time I played video games in about a month, I'd probably say. So I do really enjoy coming back, and I missed you guys so much. So remember, leave a like, subscribe if you want to see more. That always inspires me a little bit. Follow me on Twitter. I will leave that in the description. I post a lot of updates on there about when I will be uploading, or I post some questions on there on like what you'd want to see, or like what other things would interest you, and I have conversations on there. Best way to stay in contact with me. And remember, guys, I love you all so much.